Thank you very much for joining us once more on the mission vlog. Thank you for taking the time to watch these videos. We've been encouraged by the comments that people have sent to us, and we'll try as much as possible as time allows to continue. It's been a few weeks since I last spoke to you all, and quite a lot has taken place in my own family. Both of my grandmothers have now passed away, my Grandma Gudgeon and my Grandma Krauter. Here, Mama Agnes, a lady who had AIDS, also passed away. She was being looked after by Elsie and the ladies of the church, so we had to bury her. And then also a friend from Ukunda, the son of my old landlord, or our old landlord, also passed away. So it's been a sad few weeks. Due to the coronavirus, the church here at the mission has been closed now for about 8 weeks. We've limited the amount of people who have been allowed here, but we have been able to go and visit them, some of the members and the congregation at their homes. We've been able to read with them and to see how they're doing, and to one of the ladies who comes to the church, her father-in-law was taken ill. The family were able to afford to take him to the hospital in Lunga, which is about half an hour from here. And he had some tests, and the results were given that he had some bladder problems. They installed a catheter and then sent him home because of the coronavirus. They didn't want any extra people in the hospital. While he was at home, it became infected, and the family could not afford to take him back to the hospital. And this happens quite often. The family can afford to get some tests done, and then the remainder of the treatment they can't afford to do, so the people just stay at home, and the situation gets worse and worse until they're able to find some money to get back to the hospital. So we were asked to go and visit this man. When we visited him, as you can see on the photos, he was in a very bad state. We read and prayed with him. We explained the gospel to him, the way of salvation. He rejected it completely. If you can see on his arm, he is wearing a charm. He believes that the witches, the spirits, will be able to protect him. And he rejected the gospel, and he said that if I get better, I will come to church. I tried to explain to him that it's not a matter of going to church, but it is believing on the Lord Jesus Christ, and you shall be saved. And he said, don't worry about it, stop wasting your time, If your God makes me better, I will come to the church. We assisted him with some money, and the family took him to the hospital. We're still waiting for some news. These two came to the mission the other day, saying that the little girl was feeling unwell. Took her temperature, did a malaria test, and she came up positive. So thankfully we were able to give her the medication, and she's now well. After a night of heavy rain, I got a visit from two men asking me to take their mother to the hospital as they were unable to use any other form of transport. Said that she had been injured by being scratched by a cat. When I went there, I found that she had a big wound on her leg and was unable to walk. So we put her in the back of the Land Rover and took her to the local hospital where they admitted her. So some people have expressed some interest in the videos that have been done, and they've said that they would like to see what it's like. So I'm going to take you on a tour of the mission compound. This is the road that comes from what we would call the main road. It's about a kilometre long, and it brings us through the fields to the mission entrance. We've got the Mombasa School of Theology logo and the Manor Bible Church logo, and the entrance here. We do hope to put some gates on at some point. There's the Mombasa Mission logo. This would be the main entrance to the mission compound. So as you come into the entrance, the first thing you see is the first hut that we built, and this water tank. So this water tank is 30,000 litres, and the hut is just a simple structure of the wood, mud, and then plastered. So the next building is the store and the water tower. Just to the edge is a solar pump. That is, the pump is broken at the moment. The well is 120 metres deep. So these are the second load of gates. These gates my dad made. The design of 5 loaves and 2 fish. Say hello, Alfie and John.
Hi. Hi.
So this is the main entrance to what we use as a chapel or church. Those 2 windows there, one is the reception room and one is the medical centre room, and then there are these gates which bring you into the courtyard. This is the courtyard area. Those big doors go into the church and to the kitchen. They can be opened up to let the air in. There's a room there, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Number 6 is used as a classroom and a Bible study room on Sundays. There's the medical centre room, and there's the door into the reception room. So here's the plant room stroke store. We've got the 2 inverters there, the 2 blue things, and the charging units, which charge 8 batteries for each building, and that gives us sufficient power to run all day and all night. In the same room is the water system. You've got pressurised fresh water system which goes through filter, another 3 filters, and then a UV light. So as long as we've got power, we've got pressured water all over. So on the roof we've got 12 solar panels that charge. Tortoise. Say hi, boys.
Hi.
So continuing our theme on answered prayer, I want to tell you the story of how the buggy was returned. One day we had been out as a family and we'd got back late. We'd parked the Land Rover in the road where we lived in Hastings, and we decided to leave the buggy on top of the roof rack and went in and went to bed. In the morning when we got up, went outside, and we saw that someone had stolen the buggy. It was one of the buggies that were one in the front and one at the back, and Elsie used to use it every single day to take the children for a walk along the seafront. So it was very important and very useful to her, and without it she would be isolated in the house. We didn't have enough money to buy a new one, so before I went to work we decided that we would pray about it. We prayed that the Lord would bring back the buggy, that he would change the mind of the thief, and that the buggy would be returned to us. And then I went to work. Came home, still no buggy. We slept, and when we woke up in the morning, I opened the front door and there was the buggy on the front doorstep. The thief had returned it to us. But there were some things missing, what they call cozy toesies. And so we decided to pray again that the thief would return the cozy toes to us as well. And a few days later they also appeared in a plastic bag on the front doorstep. And so you see, God is still able. He controls even the minds of the thieves, and he is able to change their hearts so that they will bring back the things that they have stolen. We never found out who it was. We never found out what was the reason for them to bring it back. But all we know is that God heard our prayer. He understood that Elsie needed that thing, and in love and compassion for his children, he answered our prayers and returned us the things that we have need of. And the Bible tells us he knoweth the things that you have need of, even before you ask of them. May the Lord bless this testimony to you.